One of the most anticipated upcoming launches for Battletech isn't the new, seemingly exciting Dominions Divided book, or anything narratively driven, but is the next Kickstarter that Catalyst Game Labs is in the process of developing and launching. Originally slated for sometime between October and November of 2022, the definitive date placed for this Kickstarter was instead pushed to March 23rd, 2023. And its launch will be live-streamed from Adepticon. This will be a big event for the hobby, and will be a huge step forward for new plastic miniatures and kits. This time even going as far as to add plastic vehicles. Much of this is already known, and while most of what I'm going to be talking about here in this video are things which people may be aware of, I think that it is only appropriate to compose this video, now that we're rapidly approaching the end of 2022, to go over the designs that we can expect to see. Note, there are still mechs which have not been revealed to the public yet, and these will be stretch goals for the campaign, I'm sure. I'm also confident that there are other surprises beyond this as well, relating to narrative products like stories and novels, as well as other things that may be linked to the event. An important note, there won't be a canon character submission system this time around, unfortunately. Though other perks not related to just miniatures and various packs of models will likely manifest in some form. I'm going to go over these models in their confirmed packs if we have those confirmations, and I'm going to be talking about their various box sets, which are all structured to be much like the current ones. These various packs are all themed in some way, and there is one larger, core box set at the heart of the upcoming Kickstarter. The Mercenaries box is the centerpiece of the display, and will be a part of most pledges, I'm almost entirely sure. It comes with some form of Inner Sphere battle armor. I believe it will actually include Inner Sphere standard battle armor, in fact. It will have 2 Galleon light tanks, which are mostly infantry support tracked vehicles. They are not particularly heavily gunned, but they are relatively inexpensive. It also is going to have 2 Hover Maxim transport craft, which are ground-based, 50-ton transport class machines, which are also armed with a large volume of missiles and carry a platoon of infantry. The Firefly battle mech is going to be making its appearance here, which has its origins in the original Wolf's Dragoon sourcebook in the 1980s. This Star League design mostly shows up in their hands in the years after. A fitting addition for a mercenary box. The Flea also makes an appearance, which is kind of funny and kind of sad. This death box, despite its MWO reputation, has been added to this box to see how many of your pilots it can put into the grave. Not those it'll take out, but for the pilots who pilot it itself. I am sure this unarmored chassis will be a sight to see for years to come. Next up, the Star Slayer is on board. A solid medium mech first published truly in Technical Readout 3058. This Star League design definitely is one that will shine. The Chameleon is one of my favorite medium mechs and will also be in this pack. And as far as technical readouts are concerned, it first appears in Technical Readout 3058 as well. A solid, brilliant design, with a brilliant new appearance thanks to Catalyst Game Labs. Another ever-popular design, even if it's not a perfect one, the Quick Draw will also be getting a new model, and will be in the primary Mercenaries box. An additional heavy mech that I recently covered, a 70-ton monstrosity and one which is often overlooked, will be getting the Caesar in the core box too. The Ostal, one of the vaunted Ost series mechs, is going to be making its appearance here too. These don't get enough love, so the fact that it and its sibling are both appearing in the Kickstarter is nice. But the Ostal itself is going to be in the main box. Finally, the king of the box set. One of the most feared 100-ton assault mechs to appear in Technical Readout 3058. We are going to be getting the mighty Devastator battle mech. Very cool. That's the totality of the core box. Very nice, very exciting. I'm looking forward to getting a few of these, in fact. But next up, let's begin talking about the reinforcement packs. To start with the Inner Sphere and the mechs more specifically, we're going to be looking at the upcoming Inner Sphere Recon Lance. First things first, it has an Ost Scout, which is, well, it's a mech, definitely. But it's very fast, so it fits in the Recon Lance quite well. Next up is the Spectre, a 35-ton battle mech that in technical readout form first appeared in 3058 once again, and has quite a battery of weapons for the introductory era. ECM too, and it looks cool. The greatest light mech, in my opinion, of 3025 is the Firestarter, so seeing it appear in this Lance is amazing. It becomes a must-buy for me personally, multiple times. And finally, the worthy and vicious Javelin. A true weapon of the Federated Suns, this will be appearing in the Recon Lance too. The Devilish Davian Dervish is confirmed for the Pursuit Lance pack, and is a welcome sight to behold. Missile boat, fast, medium, what more could you ask for? A popular star among the fans, the Clint, a 40-tonner with an AC-5 from 3025, and with a maintenance cost in the stratosphere is going to be held within this Lance as well. But it has a companion. One of my personal favorites, and a favorite of the Free Worlds League. The Hermes 2 is going to make its plastic debut in this box as well. I find this very exciting. To conclude this Lance is the ever-infamous Cicada, a giant locust. It is going to be a part of this Lance too, because not every Lance pack can be perfect. The next up is going to be the Inner Sphere Assault Lance, which we don't actually have all the mechs confirmed for yet. To start with, however, it does have a mech that we can confirm that punches Gauss rifle-shaped holes in enemies, and is a mech that I personally am not a huge fan of, despite its power and performance, which is the 100-ton Pillager. It is going to be backed up by the Hoplite, apparently, and this Roomba, I'm sure, will be making its presence known. The Goliath also is going to be lumbering into view here as well, which is a quad assault mech. The fourth component is unknown at this time, but we'll know sooner or later. The Inner Sphere Security Lance starts off with a bang, most likely from this mech exploding in it though. The 65-ton Jaeger mech. A mech ruthlessly and rightly mocked for having less armor than a light mech is the headline of this Lance. I need to get some of these just to have them around, but I do smirk when I see them. One of the best medium mechs under 50 tons in the original TRO 3025, the Whitworth, is finally going to be getting its due. I find this to be exciting, and I'm really looking forward to getting several of these. The Scorpion medium mech, another quad, is also going to be attached to a Lance pack, which in this case is the Security Lance. But there is a fourth, as of yet unlisted mech for this Lance. There is going to be a heavy Recon Lance, but with only 2 mechs that have been confirmed in it so far. But this heavy Recon Lance can only start with the least deadly killer of its era, the ever-mocked Assassin. It is perfect, because it is 40 tons, and it is most definitely the same as a Wasp, but it has an LRM-5. Backing this up is going to be the far more respectable sibling to the Ostsal, the Ostrock. As a result, I'm going to be needing to get a few of these lances at the very least, I suspect, if I want to build my Ost army. Unfortunately, I am not sure which the other 2 mechs in this are going to be. There is some speculation as we know some other designs, but I will be mentioning that later on in the video. The clans are also going to be getting a great array of upcoming kits as well, focusing on many fan favorites. To start with the Cavalry Star, the successor to the original, the Locust 2C is a fantastic battle mech for its weight, and can bring serious pain for its size. A brutal back attacker and flanker, this mech cannot be ignored. Its partner in crime is going to be the Jenner 2C, which is the horrifying sequel to one of the best battle mechs in the history of the Inner Sphere. Another fantastic light to appear in the Cavalry Star. But it's not just going to be lights making an appearance though. The stunning and powerful Griffin 2C is going to be appearing with its cohorts in this star as well. And backing this up is the far more dangerous than the original and genuinely scary Shadowhawk 2C. One may mock the original, but it is unwise to mock its sequel. The final in the star is going to be the Black Python Heavy Mech. What more can one say other than the fact that they gave a aircraft legs? Such is the power of the clans. Another star, the one with less confirmed mechs in it, is going to be the Clan Direct Fire Star. 3 confirmed mechs will be appearing, one of which is one of my favorites, even if it is far from perfect, which is the nimble but 80-ton Phoenix Hawk 2C. One of the most horrifying pulse boats in the game is also going to be in this lance, which is the Rifleman 2C. It has 4 clan large pulse lasers, and enough heat sinks to fire all 4. What a horror show. And everyone who buys this star will have a chance to release the Kraken with this 100-ton 10 Ultra AC2 Nightmare, as the clans call it, the Bane. 2 more mechs will be introduced as well, but we're not sure which yet. The most exciting element in the entirety of the Kickstarter is the introduction of vehicles. And there is an abundance of vehicles coming. Most of these vehicle packs will come with 8 vehicles in total, but there will be 4 pairs of each unique type of vehicle, in other words, per pack. Probably one of my favorite sets, simply because I have an enormous love of artillery. The Battlefield Support Objectives pack looks like it is going to be incredible. To start with, it comes with a mobile HQ, which is of course a great objective for almost any game. More than that, it comes with twin Long Tom artillery platform. This is, to me, the best. I will be getting multiples of this kit just to have a full artillery battery. It's extremely exciting for me, even if its tabletop applications may be limited in some cases. Finally, for those who are wounded, for the infantry and mech warriors who may need assistance, the MASH vehicles are going to be part of this kit too, with a pair per box. This, overall, is the kit I am most excited for out of the vehicle packages. What more could one ask for than getting 8 vehicles that are going to charge in for the rescue, or ambush an opponent in a city? That is where the Battlefield Support Assault and Cavalry pack is going to be coming in. It will be starting with twin Pegasus RECON vehicles, which are 35 tons and fit into a number of forces. A pair of Condor hover tanks also fits into the support pack as well, which offer a medium-weighted, decent mover that can bring pain if needed. Where things are going to be getting much more intense is with the Shrek PPC carriers, which are included. Each one of these has the same fire output as a 3025 Awesome, and simply cannot be ignored. They are terrifying. And if they weren't terrifying enough, a pair of Demolishers, each one ironically with a pair of AC-20 autocannons, also comes to the field in this pack. This set has all the flash and the bang, at least the big ones. Another great asset that is going to be released is going to be the Recon and Hunter pack, if for no other reason than it contains one of the things I'm most excited for, a pair of Warrior VTOLs. I just love choppers. So having these annoying little wasps flying around the battlefield is going to bring me great joy. After this, there's a Scout, the Skulker vehicles, which are fairly basic but do their job. The real heavyweights follow though. To start with is going to be a pair of mighty Ontos tanks, with their enormous battery of medium lasers, which will slowly peel the armor off any mech foolish enough to come into their range. And finally, a pair of Behemoth tanks, with their diverse array of missiles and autocannons. They will bring a great deal of terror and destruction to the battlefields of the Inner Sphere. Now in your hands, I'm sure. We know that there is going to be more that is going to be released, because we are aware of some of the additional models that they have already designed, often, I'm sure, as they've thought of as stretch goals, or as a part of another set which has not been displayed, or some of the sets which are missing mechs and have been displayed. To start with, there are several high-profile clan mechs which we know are coming, but which haven't been associated with their unit packs yet. The Grizzly, one of Clan Ghostbear's favorites from the Invasion era of Battletech, for instance, is going to be one of these mechs. More excitedly, The Highlander 2C, perhaps one of the true greats of non-Omnimechs from the clans, is also going to be getting a mech. The Galahad, or Glass Spider, also seems to be making an appearance after all of these as well. Many have speculated that some of these may be the missing components of the Direct Firestar, but we don't know if other mechs may still be announced for the clans, but I think it seems likely, because we are one clan mech over. I think we may see 4 more as of yet. On the Inner Sphere side of things, there are a series of battle mechs that we know of. First, the Shogun, an 85-ton assault mech, hasn't been given a home yet to my knowledge, but we know the model exists. The Charger, an 80-ton mistake of a war machine, and the ultimate meme on the battlefield, is going to be getting a model, and we don't know for which lance yet. I suspect the heavy recon lance will be its home, but we'll see. As of a few days ago, the Spartan, an 80-ton Inner Sphere mech, appears to be on the table for appearing in this Kickstarter too, which is another exciting find. The Merlin was shown off, and is likely going to be a part of a potential stretch goal, meaning other mechs may yet be revealed to be related to it, and that goal. The Vulcan 2 is another mech that we know is coming, but we don't know its associated unit. Speculation is abound as well about the Word of Blake and Comstar, as the Grand Crusader has been given new concept art, which is very likely going to be related to this Kickstarter. The Raijin and the Fujin have also been seen, but not confirmed. And there is yet one more to add to this list, which is, of course, the Nexus. On the vehicle front, it is likely that we are going to be getting another kit, this time containing the beautiful and dangerous Manticore, the Vedette, and both the SRM and LRM carriers. I almost forgot to mention that the Patent and the Rommel are getting a miniature as well. This fact actually creates an even larger volume of vehicles that could be getting more kits, meaning that instead of perhaps 1 extra pack of vehicles, there might even be 2 extra packs of vehicles still pending, which is very exciting. All in all, this tells me that a number of packs, mechs, and vehicles likely are not finished for the Kickstarter, or at least we haven't been shown them yet. We are going to know for certain when the Kickstarter is announced, but there appears to be a lot, or at least a sizable amount, that we don't know about yet, and we're not sure of yet. So this list will grow, and it will grow when I'm able to inform you more, either next year before the Kickstarter or during the Kickstarter. I personally hope that we are going to be getting a Comstar level or a Word of Blake level, as I think they really do deserve the attention, and because their mechs are amazing. The Grand Crusader and a few other mechs that are missing from their roster from this era give me hope on this front. For broad Inner Sphere mechs, I am hoping that a few of the technical readout 3055 designs manage to slip their way in. Not many have really been shown off, and I personally have always preferred them over many of the 3058 designs we're mostly seeing this time around. Oh, and there will be a pack of 4 urban mechs with various armaments. This is probably one of the biggest pieces that people might be interested in. Yes, the Urban Mech Doom stack of a full Urban Mech company is going to be backed up with a full Lance pack of Urban Mechs with various weapon systems. What a weird world I live in. This is what the consumers demand, but yes, you will get it. It's coming. The Urban Mech Horde now has special weapons. I hope you are all happy with yourselves. And finally, for the clans, even though I know it is unlikely to happen, I think there is more on the horizon beyond just a few things that we've seen. I can only hope, even if it's unlikely, that we're going to get the Mad Cat too. If only because I absolutely love the way that mech looks and fights. In the future beyond this, there are going to be several other releases that are pending that we've not yet seen, that I anticipate to see around the time or just before the Kickstarter. One of them is the delayed Battletech Universe sourcebook, which I think is going to be an absolute smash hit for anyone wanting to get into the broad lore, and for catching up on everything from the Star League until the Ill Clan era. There's also going to be another major book coming after Dominions Divided, which is being dubbed For the Ill Con Eyes Only. I'm not sure what to make of it at this point, but I am hoping it's going to be as good as Tomorrow Rising and Empire Alone, and hopefully Dominions Divided. But I'm not gonna lie, I am more nervous about this particular book given the factions and characters involved. But here's hoping. And that's it! That's the full update for you here near the end of 2022. This is everything I know about the Kickstarter, the units and the mechs that will be contained within, the fact that we don't have a full list of everything, and mathematically there must be a few more boxes hidden in there, at least, as stretch goals, and the information on a couple other products that we'll see next year sometime after Dominions Divided is dropped. As a quick aside, many of the pictures I used from this are from Anthony Scroggins' Patreon, or Shimmering Sword. He does frequently post doing updates of the models and art that Catalyst is having him and his team do. All of the images I have used for this, I have waited until they were publicly available to everyone. I have deliberately blurred the images of the newer items on there that are still within the 90-day period of when he has shown them off exclusively on his Patreon. I am in no way affiliated with Mr. Scroggins, I'm just letting you know. If you want to follow him on Patreon to get more information about the mechs or art, this is one of the sources I have used consistently to know what is coming in the future. At least as far as mechs are concerned. But with that, thank you for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I do updates very frequently and you'll be happy with the content, I think. Also, a huge thank you to all the YouTube channel members. When you hit the join button and become a member of this channel, you take the extra step in supporting the content on the channel. And I can't thank you enough, because this content is really only possible because of viewers like you. And with that, I will see you all in the comment section below.